Hi, good morning. This is John Essig from Simplify. Lauren, I just want to double check. Can you hear me okay?
Yep, I can hear you.
All right, great. Um, so today we're going to have a quick presentation on performance management analytics based off of some intelligent solutions that we've built for a number of companies. And our latest development is we built out an accelerated solution for this actually on SAP Analytics Cloud. So I'm going to take you through quickly what's included with this solution, a couple examples from customers, and then show you a couple grids actually within the solution set so you can get an idea of how this works. So first of all, we'll cover off just use cases. So really commonly, from a corporate perspective, companies, when they look to do profit and loss bridge reporting, right? If you want to compare your operating income or gross profit for actual versus budget, actual versus prior year, actual versus forecast, that can be a hugely manually intensive process. There are some companies, when you're looking to incorporate different drivers like constant currency, FX, when you're looking at sales and cost of sales and trying to understand the underlying drivers there as well for changes in volume, changes in pricing, changes in costs, changes in product mix. To do that all in Excel or maybe an Access database, again, is really, really challenging. And then once you actually have that all published out, and you want to be able to collect variance commentary against it. So it's pretty common, especially for publicly traded companies, at least to do this type of analysis on a quarterly basis. And you may be comparing a lot of different versions, right? As I was mentioning earlier. So. So the solution we're going to discuss today, we've actually built out a prepackaged offering available within the SAP Analytics Cloud platform. We've built this a number of times for different clients in the SAP Business Planning Consolidation solution set as well. So it is something that could be built there, but we do not have an accelerator on that platform. The platform we built is on SAP Analytics Cloud. So again, what this solution allows you to do is actually compare in an automated fashion your actual versus your prior year, actual versus your forecast, actual versus plan, and calculate the variances with those different comparisons that are due to, for example, for a volume variance, for units sold, for price, changes in underlying standard costing if you're running that multiple times a year. In addition to that, obviously you want to eliminate the impact from currency fluctuations. So if you budgeted with a standard kind of fixed rate, when you get your actuals in, you're going to actually apply the actual FX rate. So eliminating the currency fluctuations prevents your international companies from having to explain variances that aren't truly operational variances, that are really just due to swings in FX. Without having that automated, it can be a challenge, and FX can be commonly used as a scapegoat when explaining variances. So in addition to that, this solution is calculating those variances, but it's doing it at a great amount of detail. So it's doing it by customer, by product, by segment. So when we publish these statements, you can actually drill into them and look at the same bridge or the same variance report with these individual components in it by segment, by your main product groupings, whatever grouping makes sense to you, and you can drill into that live. In addition to that, SAP Analytics Cloud, like BPC, the on-premise solution, has the ability to collect commentary information. So as you're explaining variances, you can input explanations and aggregate that commentary up and use it to help build your board commentary. So project metrics, this is just based off of examples from what we've seen other clients do. It's common for these bridges to be quite time intensive. They might be performed at corporate. Segments may have different bridges they're using to actually explain and help provide commentary to the corporate group. So on a quarterly basis, creating all these bridges can be days and days of work, if not, sometimes weeks when you add it all up from all the individual people that are doing the work. So if you get these calculations automated and published out, you make sure everyone is looking at the same numbers. And doesn't have to go and build this all, manually, which might not be done correctly. So at the end of the day, it gives you insight into your underlying business drivers. At the end of the month, you're clicking a button, you're running a package, right? And then, it'll be available for reporting after that logic is run to calculate these variances. So this applies to manufacturing, distribution, wholesale, retail, right? A number of additional industries is applied to in addition. So we'll talk a little bit about the prepackaged solution components. So the performance management accelerator includes a standard configuration in SAC for version comparisons. So we actually utilize comparison categories to capture the different variances, and we store the data in a variance category essentially. And then we can run our calculations against that. So the package script calculations include standard calculations for price, volume, mix analysis, right? So you're taking changes in volumes, multiplying it by your price information. You're taking changes in price, multiplying it by your volume to calculate out those individual components. Included with it is constant currency analysis and variance calculation, as well as a data action trigger that allows you to, if you want to run actual versus prior year, you click the button, it runs and calculates all the variances out. Same thing for actual versus budget, etc. We have on SAC the underlying logic built for this. We're still building out some of the kind of pretty example P&L comparison statements and bridge reporting, so that's to come. But I do at least have a quick example from a customer that I will share. So what's included? What data set do you have to be on for this to work? What are your prerequisites for this solution to be available to you? So this is IP that's owned by Simplify. It's built on top of SAP Analytics Cloud Platform. But the prerequisites, you need a SAP Analytics Cloud planning license. So you could not run this calculation without a planning license to do these more heavy-duty calculations. That doesn't mean that every single user needs to have a planning license, but at least an administrator needs to have the